when we all enrolled, we are encouraged to define our why and develop our pillars or our business objectives. Doing that truly helped me create content that is meaningful, truthful, and engaging for my followers. Once you do that, you need to create a calendar or a schedule. It is so important to post with intention and with call to actions. Your main goal is to sell clothing, gain party hosts, and recruit for the business. You should always keep those in the back of your mind when you're posting things. I just did a training for my team on the traffic light system, and that truly is one of the things that have gotten me to where I am today. And the traffic light system is all about time management and posting to generate revenue. That is gaining leads and following up and posting so that, I'm sorry, I just had lunch. Posting so that you are gaining income from your Zaya business. And I'm sorry, I'm just reading my notes as I talk. So yeah, and then after you create a content calendar and a schedule, you want to post on your feed, in your stories, and go live as much as possible. You need to decide based on your own schedule what that is. And yes, you need to go live. It sucks at first, and you'll be so horrible at it. But I was too, trust me. I remember my first live video, I did it in the director's boot camp that Nellie had me do, and it was so scary. I was so nervous, but I kept doing it, and I kept doing it, and I kept doing it, and now I am so confident when I go on and talk that it's easy, and it will be for you too. You just have to keep on doing it. I went as far as to create a live video series, and I promoted it on both my personal Instagram and personal Facebook page, and I even promote it in my little subject line in my Instagram. It's called Dishes with Danielle, and I go live every Monday at 1 p.m. and I just talk about general life situations, and I slip a little Zaya in there too. I think that is one of the most important things when you are creating content for your viewers. You don't always want to be talking about Zaya. You want to talk about things that people want to read about, because yes, there are the viewers who see your posts every single day, but then there's people who don't see your posts every day, and you want to make sure that you are trying to connect with all of your audience. Like today, I did a video and I posted it on my Instagram. It was tips for reducing screen time. But in the video, I threw a little, one of the reasons why I joined Zaya was because it was just a little statement. That's all you need, is a little snippet to keep people interested in what you have to say. They're gonna get bored and tired of you talking about Zaya and in the clothes all the time. Give them something else. Give them, I have so many social media post ideas. I wrote a list down so you guys can write them down too. I do recipes, I do travel tips, I do motherhood, fun facts, yoga flows, or a workout for the day that I'm doing. Did you know about me? What did you know about me? I do events, recruitment, self-care, starter kit changes, giveaways, new releases, talking about your why, customer appreciation, clothing reviews. When you go to a networking event, talk about that. Motivation, team building, opportunity calls, marriage, professional. There's just so much information. And as long as you keep people interested in what you're talking about, they're going to want to keep reading it, because they feel like you are giving them something that will be of value to them. So on to the next tip. Find the best times to post so the most people can see your posts. You can do this by going into the menu of your Instagram account and click on Insights and then Audience. Here is where you can see where your audience is located, their gender, the average times your followers are on Instagram by hours and by days. You should be posting when those people are most active on Instagram. I know on my Instagram account, Friday night is a bad time to post. Not a lot of people are on their Instagrams Friday night because they're out doing things, most likely is what I'm guessing, up to dinner, or they're getting home from work and whatever. I do notice Saturday mornings are hot, probably because most people, I know like me and my husband, we wake up in the morning, we're hanging out in our bed, relaxing and scrolling on our phones before our day gets busy on Saturday. So I like to post something Saturday morning. You guys can do this too. Go right into your accounts. You can see when you are the most active, and you can see when your followers are the most active. Yeah. And then to grow your social media following, I've done this very, very slowly. I started with like 200 followers because my account was already active, and I switched it into the Zaya business account. And now it's at about, I think, 1,300 or somewhere along there. But I did this slowly, and I did this very targeted too. My following is very active because I am very choosy with who I follow and who I want to follow me. You can do this by following everyone in your area, and you want to follow fitness and health professionals, gyms, studios, and then you want to follow everybody they're following too, because most of those people are going to that gym or they're following that health professional. Those are the people that are wearing our clothes, right? Active people who work out, or their moms who go to the gym, you know, you guys know. And then you can send them a message if you want, if you are very choosy like me. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. It just depends on my time. Just a quick thank you for the follow. Check out my page. Something like very, 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 very simple. You don't want to get too wordy with it because they're not going to read it. You just want to welcome them to your community. And then you want to interact with these accounts. You can create a collection of saved photos on Instagram of the accounts that you were targeting for repping or buying or hosting. I like to go into that collection often and then like their photos, comment on their feed posts and stories, introduce yourself through Messenger after a few interactions, and genuinely connect with them. You want to gain their trust. One of the females that I host a lot of yoga events with, I did that with her. I just liked her stuff. I kept liking it. I genuinely like her page. She offers great information. She's a yoga instructor, and I can connect with her. And so I just kept commenting on her stuff. And then eventually I introduced myself, and she was like, I don't really like direct sales, blah, blah, blah. But I was like, okay, if you don't like that, can we host like some events together? I was like, I'm not a yoga instructor. I hope to be one day, but I really love like hosting yoga events, and I have this apparel company. And she's like, oh yeah, that sounds great. So once I did that, now she's one of my like really good friends, and we talk almost every day because we're always coming up with new things and trying to like help each other out, and it's awesome. She might not want to rep now, but she might later. You never know. So I'm just planting that seed, and that's really what posting on social media every single day is about, is planting that seed and hoping that one day a sale or a rep or a party will come out of it. So another tip that I can give you guys that really helps me is download a graphic design app on your phone. I just use Canva. I don't know of any other ones. If anybody is willing to put those in the comments, that'd be great. That helps me the most. You can do story posts on there. You can do flyers. You can do social media cover photos for like your Facebook page. What else can you do? There's a bunch of different stuff you can do. I think you can do logos. And so that's where I do a lot of my events. I make like a flyer ad for my feed and promote it that way. You don't want to put too many words on the image because then Instagram thinks it's like a blurry photo. So you just want to be very organized with it. And then with posting photos, I try to use a carousel as much as possible. You do this because people will stay on your post longer, which then Instagram thinks that since people are on your post longer, it'll put you higher in the feed, so more people will see your post. A video is always good because videos are longer. People have to stay on your post longer to watch it. So the more activity you can gain from your post, the better. Yeah, let's see what else we got here. Oh, this one's fun. Don't be afraid to talk about recruiting, growing your team, or joining Zaya for a business opportunity. I have to remind myself to do that. I have to remind my team to do that. You can't be afraid because not everybody sees your posts all the time. And if people really get sick of it, they'll just scroll by. They won't, if they know that they don't want to do the Zaya business, but they follow you because maybe someday they might want to do it, they'll just scroll by. But other people who might not have seen your last post about joining the business, they'll see it for the first time. So I always do a recruiting post once a week because I know that it works. It really does work. One of the tips that I can give you guys about this is hosting a discovery call with Zoom. Zoom is free, and you can do that by yourself just by creating an account. And then you can create a Canva ad for it where you come up with the time and date. And I like to create a story post for this, so that way I can put in my story post, I'll put the opportunity, or I'll do like a series of what Zaya is, how you can become a business owner with it, and then at the end, the last post is like, would you like to be invited to this opportunity call? It is, super relaxed. I usually ice cream or drink wine during it because I want people to feel comfortable, and I don't want them to think like it's going to be like a boring business like presentation, when really it's more conversational about the business and why people do the business. And I'll have a few other girls on the call as well, just to have like a third party reference, I guess you could say, why they joined, how they've seen success, etc. You can also do this in your story feed too, but I just like to do it I like to do anything that is, what's the word I'm looking for? Like actionable, or any way that I can gain a lead. I like to do it in my stories because it's easier to see like who really like is interested, I guess, because people are afraid to post on like the comments beneath a post because I think they're afraid of being judged. But if they know that nobody can see it, then I think they're more likely to be involved in it. And I've seen greater success in my stories than I have as a post. And I see greater success in my stories versus like messaging people or like doing a poll on Facebook too. So I do like stories a lot, and I think a lot of other people do too, because that way they're not being bombarded with Zaya information all the time. Especially if your community starts to grow a Zaya community, then all their friends are doing it, so it's kind of like you don't want to puke all over Zaya, all over everybody. Yeah, so okay, one of the last things I want to talk about is recruiting through Instagram and Facebook messaging. You can develop a relationship first and then offer Zaya products or use cold messaging. A sample one that I use, you guys can totally use this. I can post this up after if you want. I'll say, hello, Paige, and I always use their first name. so it makes it more connected and personable. I say I'm super excited because I'm looking to grow my team of active, uplifting, and inspiring women in the Western New York area. Zyia is a high-quality activewear line similar to Lululemon, but without the huge price tag. The clothes are super cute and basically sell themselves. My customers and I have been chased down in grocery stores, no joke. And I'd love to see if this is something you might be interested in. Can I send you a video to learn more? This is where I send either a video of myself talking about the opportunity or just even at the video on the homepage. If you go to your website and click join, there's a video right there and it talks about Zyia and the opportunity and hosting and just purchasing clothes, everything. It's perfect. A lot of the time I will get a response that says, yes, thanks. And then you have to follow up from that. Once they, give them a few days to watch it and follow up with them to see what they think about it. Sometimes, most of the time it's no thanks, pretty cool though, or yeah, I might try something another, like one time. So yeah, and then so one of the things that I definitely see success on social media is branding myself as a fitness event planner. Like I told you guys, I used to be an event planner my whole life. I was in communications in college, so I kind of had this like event planning, like just like, I don't know what you call it. It's just like on my shoulder all the time. Like that's who I am. So that's how I promote myself. And you guys can too. It's very easy. All I do is I talk about hosting and planning events with gyms in our area. So I will contact all the gyms in our areas, and I've encouraged my team to do this too, and they've seen success and sales from it too, where they contact the gym and they create fitness events with them. They collect money for the classes, and then you waive your fee because you're wanting to get some Zyia sales. So you're going to help them promote the event, and you're going to create the ads for them and promote them and share them with your followers, and hopefully they will share them with their followers as well. So that's just one thing I've seen some success from. And then also just connecting with your community and networking and building trust with your community. When I first started Zyia, I started a networking club for women in my community, and it had nothing to do with Zyia at all. I was just wanting to do something outside of Zyia that would bring women together and connect us a little bit more than, being on our phones all the time and like seeing these people and knowing who they are, but not truly knowing who they are. So I created a women's ladies social club where we just get together like once a month and have fun. It grew to like 200 people now. So I don't ever talk about Zyia on their social media site or the group, like the Facebook group for it, but it literally brings people together, and they are following me, so they're seeing all my Zyia stuff, you guys. I don't have to talk about it with them, but that is just one way to grow your network, is connecting through physical events rather than Facebook events. Yeah, so if anybody has any questions, please let me know. I feel like I could go on and on and on and on and on and on and on about social media, but I will try not to. It's been 25 minutes, so